Hey everyone, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to my vlog. Today I want to talk about something a lot of us in esports don't really think about enough, and it's how to stay physically active when you're spending so much time sitting and grinding games. It's easy to get caught up in practice and tournaments, but being less active can affect not just your health, but your gaming performance too. So in this video, I'm sharing my journey on how I've added simple workouts to my routine to stay better and stay sharper and perform at my best every single time. I started with a small walk. I usually take about 10-15 minutes just around anywhere. It could be around your street, just to improve your mental health, and it just helps you get the day started normally in a positive light. So then I moved on to wrist mobility. I start with something called dynamic spider fingers. It is about warming up small muscles in your hands and fingers. You basically just stretch out all your hands. You do in a slow movement. It looks a bit strange, but it helps with finger dexterity and control. It just helps to sort of stop your hand from cramping as much during those intense moments and when you're playing, and also when you're just grinding out the game. Next up, I like to do the hook into a fist and back into a hook again. This exercise looks to target the flexor tendons to get overused when you're playing games. You slowly curl into a hook and then close your fist again. It's great for reducing stiffness, and it really shows its worth after the long sessions of playing. I like to think of it as more prepping my hands for the fast clicking moments of games, which is quite often. It shows its worth very much, and make sure that you move quite deliberately and you feel the muscles working while you're doing this. And now let's talk about why this stuff mainly matters, and not just about the physical side of things, but also the mental side of things too. As I said, going on a walk really helps you clear your head, and these stretches they get you into a more comfortable zone before you play, which could be the difference maker. And from 2019, a study found that over 80% of esports athletes believe that physical fitness actually improves their in-game performance, and there's a real big science backing that up. 2020 study from Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise showed that just 15 minutes of high intensity training that is done just before they compete increase their target accuracy by 75%. Now that's just not like a very small boost in the game. Could make a massive difference, and could be the difference between winning and losing. And what's interesting is that esports is very cognitively physical. McGee and Ho found that we actually make about 3 times as many actions per minute compared to a normal office worker. So whilst we're sitting down, our brains and reflexes are working so much more overtime. And then also on the psychological side, regular movement, even stuff like this, reduces so much stress and anxiety. It helps with emotional regulation, focus, decision making under pressure in high stakes matches. And that mental clarity could also just completely switch up a game and give you that edge over opponents. Now for these last two exercises for the wrists, we have the isometric hook strengthening, which sounds complicated, but it is literally just hooking your fingers together and pushing gently to make some resistance. It builds endurance in the small muscles that tend to cramp up during long games. It's a very subtle exercise, but it is powerful and helps me keep my grip steady, and also prevents a lot of fatigue. It's also great for the forearms. Obviously, they're quite stretched out across the desk when you're playing, depending on how your pose and posture is when you're playing. So it just naturally helps a lot more in the upper forearm area. And yeah. So finally, we are going to stretch the inner sort of web space of our fingers, sort of open up the space that gets cramped holding the mouse and controller all day. I like to relax into it and take your time. It feels really good to release the tension in your fingers. Sometimes I even scroll on my phone while holding the stretch, and also it's so easy to do these stretches that you can just easily watch YouTube in the background while you're doing this, and it literally doesn't prevent you from doing anything. And yeah, it's doing these exercises every day has really reduced like the soreness in my hands, helped me feel more comfortable when playing games, and it just really improved my overall gaming experience. It improved my mental health, as well as my physical health. Just doing this literally daily in the morning just before I hop on, it just really improves everything about playing games. So now we're going to do more of a body workout. I'm obviously not really moving much when you're playing games, but actually adds to the importance of the stretches that you're doing here and the physical activities that you're doing here, just to keep your body active and moving. That's why we go on walks and we do these sort of bigger exercises. We start with squats. Next, we do some push-ups, classic but effective. You can do full push-ups or drop to your knees if it's easier. They do chest, shoulders and arms all at the same time. After a long day, it can be difficult to do these, but it's also good to sort of push yourself to do more, and it makes you compete against yourself and really improves all your upper body and your posture as well. It's also a good time to highlight why core strength mostly matters for esports players. In sports generally, core strength is key for improving body balance and postural control, mainly during movements like landing and contact from Su in 2018. And for esports athletes, that translates to better stability and reduced fatigue while sitting for long periods, which helps maintain their focus and precision during their gameplay. Finally, the toe touches that I'm doing here highlights the importance of flexibility and recovery. Regular stretching like this will increase blood flow and reduce muscle stiffness, which helps speed up the recovery after having to sit for hours. And the flexibility also supports mental relaxation and reduces stress, which are critical factors for maintaining concentration and calm in high pressure esports matches. That is the full routine. It is short, simple, and designed easily into an esports lifestyle that can be hectic at times, but it takes just 10 minutes per day in your morning routine, and it builds habits. It makes you feel stronger, more focused, and improves your gameplay in some aspects due to the less fatigue that you get and just the improved posture over playing games. And when you're spending hours at your desk, this really makes a big difference. And these small steps lead to big results. Thank you.